Well, good morning and welcome back to the Old Man's Workbench, where today we're sitting out in the shop having a cup of coffee this morning, but it is kind of chilly. This last day of April, it's cold and rainy, and it sure would be nice to have a heater. And it just so happens that, recently I found this sitting out on the curb. And I think it would be a real nice morning to be able to put this to use if I could get it to work. It looks like it's brand new, and there aren't a lot of moving parts. So I thought maybe we'd take a few minutes and see if we can't get this thing to work again. Now I have checked, and it is not working. I didn't want to bore you with the details of that. But we're going to take a couple of pieces off the top here and take a look at it and see if, with a little bit of effort, we can't get this thing working again. So let's go. Let's give that a shot. The first thing we're going to do is take this top off, and one of the things I noticed right away is these nuts weren't on very tight, so it's very possible somebody's been in here before trying to do exactly what we're doing right now. So who knows? But as I said, there's really not a lot of moving parts with these things, so I can't imagine that it would be too difficult to get it going. There's a pieces part missing. We're going to put this over here. Take this here. See if we can't pull this off, and then see if we can't take this piece out here, which I think is held on by these screws here. Yeah, right there. There's 4 or 5 of them around the side here. I don't think I've ever seen one that's a little one like this, but again, for sitting out in the garage, it would be perfect. For those chilly days, I don't think it's going to heat the garage up on those really cold winter days, but yeah, we can take that off. And let's see. We're getting plenty of spark. I'm going to see if I can't clean that thermocouple up, if that'll do it. And if not, then maybe we're going to stick a little pipe cleaner down this pipe here. This is where the gas comes from. Got ourselves a little piece of steel wool here. I don't think this is the problem, but it seems to me like maybe there's no gas. There's something maybe blocking that up. Sometimes spiders get down there and they lay some eggs, so they build a little nest and they plug that up. All right. So the instructions say to hold this for 30 seconds or more. I've been holding it for a little longer than that. We'll hit this, and there we go. We got a pilot light. And there we go. Well, what do you know? Let's put the top back on this thing and see if we can't enjoy a cup of coffee. That's interesting. Well, as you saw there, it lit just fine, and we had a nice flame going there. I was getting ready to pop it back together and button it up and enjoy the warmth. And all of a sudden, the flames just kind of went down to a bare minimum. And as you saw, I tried that several times, couldn't get it to stay on. So perhaps that was the problem all along. it would light. It stays lit. It just doesn't emit a lot of gas. So replaced it with a new tank, had the same problem. And so what I've done is I've moved this thermocouple closer to this pilot light here, because I think what was happening, or one of the things that could be happening, I should say, I haven't tested it yet, is that this pilot light is too far away from the thermocouple, and it doesn't sense that the pilot light is on, and so it turns the gas off, or it turns the gas down, I should say. There's a little safety switch in there for that. So let's see if that does anything. Turn it up. Probably should clean those ports out. They look like they're probably blocked up with some stuff too. And we'll see if this goes back down like it did before. So far, so good. Now that might have solved the problem. I don't want to speak too soon. I was getting ready to button it up before, and all of a sudden I noticed that problem. So I'm going to watch this for a couple of minutes before I, call her good. But perhaps we got it taken care of. All right, that's on. We'll put this little guard on. It's meant to keep curious fingers away from the hot stuff. And then we'll put this lid back on. This lid could be kind of straightened up a little bit. There we go. There we go. Now, the jury's still out on this. I'm going to use it for a while and see how it works. I don't want to button this thing up too tight. Just going to kind of finger tighten this. Might have to take it apart again, so we'll see how it works. Well, there you have it. That's working just fine. Keeping me nice and toasty out here this morning now. And that just goes to show you, before you toss something out, think through things a little bit. And in a case of something like this, like I said, there's not a lot of moving parts. There's basically just a few. So take a second, and the internet can be your best friend sometimes. Just type in what the problem is, and some people out there can be real helpful with their suggestions. Anyway, thanks for stopping by. If this was helpful, give us a thumbs up, leave us a comment, let us know what you thought, and by all means, take a second to subscribe. That would really help the channel. From the Old Man's Workbench, we'll see you in the next one. Cheers.